YouTubers, this is KD2 back at it again with another Railway Series radio. It's that time of the month, guys. Oh. The first of two books for this month is Tramway and James. Starting on the cover, it is the last book. This book. Yeah. Book 26. Then I go back to Percy's book for the last reading this month. The next month you get a reading of my birthday, so stay tuned for that. Ghost Train. And every year on the day of the accident, runs again, plunging into the gap, shaking like a lost soul. Percy, what are you talking about? The ghost train. Driver saw it last night. Where? Asked Thomas and Toby together. He didn't say, oh! But it must have been on our line. He says ghost trains run as a warning to others. Oh, he went on. Makes my wheels wobble to think of it. Pooh, said Thomas. You're just a silly launching, Percy. I'm not scared. Thomas didn't believe in a ghost, said Percy next morning. His driver laughed. Neither do I. It was a pretend ghost on television. Percy was disappointed. But he was so busy that day with his stone trucks to think about ghosts. That evening he came back late engine from the harbor. He liked riding night. He coasted along without effort. The rails humming cheerfully under his wheels, a signal lights changing to green at its approach. He always knew where he was, even in the dark. Coals fall on crossing. He turned it happily. We shan't be long now. Sam had forgotten that Mr. Crow wanted the lower line to take him to 40-acre field. When he remembered, it was nearly dark. He drove in a hurry, bumped over a crossing, and sank his cart front wheels in mud at the field gate. The horse tried hard but couldn't move it. The cart's tail still fended the railway. Sam gave it up. He unharnessed the horse and rode back to the farm for help. There's still time, he told himself. The next train isn't due for an hour. But he reckoned without Percy. Percy broke the cart to smithereens and line flew everywhere. They found no one at the crossing. And so went on to the nearest signal box. Hello, said the signalman. What have you done to Percy? He's white all over. Percy's driver explained. I'll see to it, said the signalman. But you better be clean, Percy, but people think he's a ghost. Percy chuckled. Let's pretend I'm a ghost and scare Thomas. I'll teach him to say I'm a silly little engine. On their way, they met Toby, who promised to help. Thomas was being oiled up for his evening train when Toby hurried in, saying, Percy's had an accident! Poor engine, said Thomas. Botheration! That means I'll be late. They cleaned the line for you, Toby went on. But there's something worse. Out with it, Toby, Thomas interrupted. I can't wait all evening. I just seen something, Toby said Toby in a shaky voice. It looks like Percy's ghost. It said it was coming here to warn us. Who cares? Don't be afraid, Toby. I'll take care of you. Percy pressed The shed quietly glided through. Beep, 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 he shrieked. As had been arranged, Toby's driver and fireman quickly shut the doors. Let me in, said Percy in a spooky voice. No, no, answered Toby. Not the light of smoke on my Jimmy Jim Jim. I'll chuff and I'll puff and I'll break your door in. Oh dear, explained Thomas, scaling. I had no idea. I must find Annie Clarabelle. He hurried out the other way. Percy was none the worse for his adventure. He was soon cleaned. But Thomas never returned. Next morning, Toby asked him where he had been. Ah, said Thomas, I knew you resided about Percy, and I, didn't like to, intrude. I slept in a good shed, and, oh, he went on hurriedly. Sorry, you can't stop, cause he cut you about the train. And he shut up like a cat rabbit. Percy rolled up alongside. Well, he explained. We didn't know about that. And one thing, chuckled Toby. Our Thomas had just seen a ghost. Really bear. Graners had been cutting the line side grass and cracking it. The Fat Controller sells the hay to milk farmers who want winter feed for their stock. At this time of year, when Percy comes back from the harbor, he stops where they've been cutting. The men load up his empty wagons, and he pulls them to Farquhar. Toby then takes them to the hills. The farmers collect the hay from Toby's station. When in the wagons, the hay is covered to prevent it blowing about. On the line side is stacked up in the open to dry. Wheesh! Percy gave his ghostly whistle. Don't be frightened, Thomas, he laughed. It's only me. Okay. This is enough to frighten anyone, said Thomas crossly. You're like ugly indeed. I'm a green caterpillar with red stripes, continued Thomas hurriedly. You crawl like one too. I don't. Who's been late every afternoon this week? It's the hay. I can't help that, said Thomas. Time's time enough. Back control relies on me to keep it. I can't if you crawl in the hay until all hours. Green caterpillar indeed, fumed Percy. The one says I'm handsome, or at least nearly everyone. Anyway, my curves are better than Thomas's corners. He took his trucks to the harbor and spent the morning shunting. Tom says I'm late, I'm always late, he grumbled. I'm never late. Or at least only a few minutes. What's that to Thomas? You can always catch up time further on. All the same, he and the driver decided to start home early. It was most unfortunate that just before they did, a crate of treacle was upset all over him. They wiped the worst off, but he was still sticky when he puffed away. The wind rose as they puffed along. Soon it was blowing a gale. Look at that, explained his driver. The wind caught the pile of hay, tossing it up and over the track. The gangers tried to clean it, but more always came. The line climbed here. Take a run at it, Percy, the driver advised. So, swinging warningly, Percy gave his speed. But the hay made the sail slippery, and the wheels wouldn't grip. Time after time, he still was spinning wheels, and had to wait till the line head was clear before he could start again. The signalman climbed a telegraph pole. The station master faced the platform passenger's view. Thomas seethed impatiently. 10 minutes late! I warned him. Passengers in the train. and the back controller. The station man shouted and the station master stood amazed. Hazardous explained and left as Percy approached. Sorry, I'm late, Percy panted. So I should hope, scolded Thomas. But he spoiled the fact as Percy drew alongside. Look what's crawled out the hay, he chortled. What's wrong? Asked Percy. Talk about hay. Caterpillars, puffed Thomas as he started away. It's worth me late to have seen you. When Percy got home, his driver showed him what he looked like in the mirror. Bless my buffers, exclaimed Percy. No wonder they all laughed. I'm just like a little bear. Please claim me before Toby comes. That was no good. Thomas told Toby all about it, and decided to talk about sensible things like playing ghosts. Thomas and Toby made jokes about woolly bear caterpillars and other creatures which called about in hay. They laughed a lot, but Percy thought they were really being very silly indeed. Mavis. Mavis is a diesel engine belonging to the Farquhar Quarry Company. He bought her to shunt trucks in their sidings. She is black and has 6 wheels. These, like Toby's, are hidden by side plates. Mavis is young and full of her own ideas. She is sure they are better than anyone else's. She loves rearranging things and put Toby's trucks in different places every day. This made Toby cross. Trucks, he grumbled, should be where you want them, when you want them. But, said Mavis and flounced away. At last Toby lost patience. I can't waste time letting hunt the trucks for you, he snapped. Take them yourself. Mavis was delighted. Drinking trucks made her feel important. At Farquhar, she met Daisy. Toby's an awful spot, she complained. Daisy liked Toby, but was glad of a diesel truck too. Steam engines, she said, have their uses, but they don't understand. Toby says only steam engines can manage trucks properly. What rubbish, put in Daisy, who knew nothing about trucks. Depending on an idea, anything steam engines can do, diesels can do better. Toby's line crosses the main road behind Farquhar Station, and for a short way follows a farm lane. The rails here are buried in earth, and the ashes almost to their tops. In wet weather, animal carts and tractors make the lane muddy and slippery. Frost makes the mud rock hard. It swells it too, preventing engines' wheels from gripping the rails properly. Toby found this place troublesome, so when Frost came, he warned Mavis and told her just what to do. I can manage, thank you, she said cheekily. I'm not a little fusspot like you. The trucks were tired of being pushed around by Mavis. It's slippery, they whispered. Let's put a shirt around instead. On, they yelled. As Mavis reached the stockboard, Mavis had heard about Percy and took no chances. She brought them carefully down to the lane and stopped at the railroad crossing. There her second man halted the traffic while the guard unpinned the wagon brakes. Won the headlamp from Fusspot Toby, she chortled. She looked forward to having a good giggle about it with Daisy, but she never got her giggle. She was so sure she was right that she stopped in the wrong place. In Frosty Valley, Toby stops before her, reaching the lane, and while some of his trucks are still on the slope. This ensures that they can't hold them back, and this weight helps them forward until his wheels can grip again. But Mavis had given the trucks the chance they wanted. Hold back! Hold back! Hold back! They giggled. Arrgh! Ordered Mavis. And Drexel slapped, and his wheels spun helplessly. They tried backing, but the same thing happened. They sat on the rails and tried to dig away the frozen mud, but only broke the sleet. Drex and Loris tooted impatiently. Ah! Widow Mavis in a helpless fury. I warned her, fumed Toby. I told her just where to stop. I can manage, she said, and called me a fusspot. She's young yet, suited her, and she can manage her trucks herself. They're your trucks, really, the Strider pointed out. Mavis isn't supposed to come down here. If the fact you wouldn't tell, would you? Of course not. Then, but the Strider went on. If we don't help clear the line, we will soon know about it, and so shall we. Yes, said Toby thoughtfully. The naked farmer was telling Mavis just what she could do with her train. Toby buffered up. Having trouble, Mavis? I am, surprised. Goodness, said Mavis. There was puffing and wheels, so Toby pushed the trucks back. Mavis hardly helped at all. The hot rug made Toby's fire burn fiercely, and then reversed, stopping at intervals. Ozra spread hot cinders to melt the frozen mud. Goodbye, he called when he reached crossing. You must now, I expect. Mavis didn't answer. She took the trucks to the shed and scurried home as quickly as she could. Toby's tightrope. The manager spoke to Mavis severely. You're a very naughty engine. You have no business charging down Toby's line and start doing your work up here. It's that Toby person, Mavis. He's a fusspot. Toby has forgotten more about trucks than you will ever know. You will put the trucks where he wants them and nowhere else. But there are no buts, said the manager severely. You would do as you're told, or else. Mavis stayed good for several days. Mavis soon got tired of being good. Why shouldn't I go on Toby's line, she grumbled. She started making plans. At the top station, the signing arrangements were awkward. To put the trucks where Toby wanted them, Mavis had to go backwards and forwards, taking a few at a time. Ew, she adjusted her driver. Yes, the teeny bit of Toby's line. We could save all this bother. The driver, unsuspicious, spoke to the manager. We'll allow them to go as far as the first level crossing. Mavis chuckled, but she kept it to herself. Ross hit their work in the quarry, but the fall made them busy again. More trucks than ever were needed. Some trains were so long that Mavis had to go beyond the level crossing. This gave her ideas, and she had to go further down the line without it seemed her fault. Can you keep a secret? She asked the trucks. Yes, they clattered. Will you bump me in the level crossing until no one I asked you? The trucks were delighted and promised. It was unfortunate that Toby should have arrived while Mavis was elsewhere, and decided to jump them himself. They reached the level crossing and Toby's brakes came on. This was the signal for the trucks. On, they yelled, and giving him a fearful bump. His driver fireman, taken unawares, were knocked over in the cab, and before they could pick themselves up, Toby was away, with the trucks screaming and yelling behind him. None of them realized was, but the warm weather melted snow from the mountains had turned and quiet stream into a radiant turd. And as the parts of the bridge they were approaching had already been undetermined. Toby and his crew saw it together. The bridge vanished before their eyes, leaving the rails like tight ropes stretched across the gap. Beep, 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 whistled Toby. Driver still dazed, fought the control. Shut regulator. Reverse her heart over. Full steam against the trucks. Hold them, boy, hold them. It's up to you. Nearer and nearer they came. Toby whistled desperately. Their speed was reduced. Braking was still risky, but it was all or nothing now. His driver braked hard. Toby went into a squeaking slide, drummed fearfully and stopped, still on the rails, but his wheels drained the tightrope over the abyss. Amos was horrified. She brought some men who anchored Toby with ropes while she pulled the trucks away. Then she ran to the rescue. Hold on, Toby, she hooted. I'm coming. Ropes were fastened between the two engines. Toby still had steam and was able to help, so he was soon safe on firm track and saying thank you to Mavis. I'm sorry about the trucks, Amos said. I can't think how you managed to stop them in time. Oh well, said Toby. My driver told me about circus people who walk tight ropes, but I just didn't fancy doing it myself. In fact, Angela thanked the manager and his men for rescuing Toby from his tightrope. A very smart piece of work, he said. Mavis did well too, I hear. Mavis looked at the chain. It was my fault about those trucksters, she faltered. I don't know, but if I could. Could what? Sound the back control. Oh boy, here we go. Ready for the end of the tramway engines? Here we go. Come down the line sometime, sir? Toby says he'll show me how to go on. Certainly, if your manager agrees. So he goes the reins. Mavis is now a welcome visitor to the Parker's shed. She still is young and still makes mistakes. But she's never too proud to ask Toby, and Toby always helps her put things right. And that is Tramway Engines! I know. The TV version's a little different. Hey, different's good though. Thank you guys so much for watching this Railway Series rating of Tramway Engines. I am KD2 Tank Engine. I'll see you guys in the next Railway Series rating Percy the Small Engine. Goodbye.